Oh, I'm driving my truck and trailer. I had to hit you guys again. Good morning. It is Tuesday, I believe, January 7th. And 2020. 2020 is among us. Today I've got strep throat, so there's probably going to be some coughing. I'll try to edit that all out for you guys. But today's just a rant on negative people. My day went horrible yesterday. Besides the fact it sounds like I'm going through puberty again. We got other issues. Let's set that aside. So, I guess today's content is basically a rant, just rolling off the cuff here, and just a realization. I think that we all need to ask ourselves how we are affected by negative people, just people doing shitty stuff. Not giving a shit about what their work ethics or anything, and to create no response is definitely something. Using meditation and empathy for people and stuff. But I think that there's a line that we have to realize within ourselves as well, not just other people, of how this affects business, spirituality, and alternative lifestyle design, and identify it and figure out how we're supposed to navigate with these situations. So that's the content for today. By the way, we are driving on our way to work late today. Strep throat here. That's called The Hustle. But let's get on with the show. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, with the sexy voice. If you're new here, welcome as well. If you're wondering what this show is about, it is dedicated to creating an alternative lifestyle design that improves quality of life for people and planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw, that is. That's my angelic voice. We got Barry White as our speaker engager today. Maybe what we had. It's really fun to mess with this voice. All right, so let's put in perspective. This happens a lot to me in my life, and I kind of don't like it. I don't like how we have people messing with our stuff. So yesterday, my employee shows up 40 minutes late just to set the tone for the day, right? That already pisses me off. No, I'm sorry or something happened. I got a text, there was traffic. That's it. There was traffic. And I wouldn't say complain about it unless this wasn't the first, this was not the first time. So, also what happened during the day is I have, you guys, I guess put it in perspective, I own my own business. I'm on a construction job, right? And I got a porta potty. The porta potty guy shows up. I don't want to bitch and complain about all these little details, but I just kind of want to set the tone. Guy pulls up and just pulls right into the customer's planter over the gravel and their plants and stuff. The customer got all pissed off, and it's shit like that. Also, I think the biggest one, besides the employee coming late and having to leave early, was that it was my fault that I didn't micromanage and double check. I lost an entire day of probably about $1,000 yesterday. There's this application where I get these certain coatings, and they gave me the wrong coatings, and I already started coating over the first thing I did. So basically, you have to get everything done in one shot, right? So I started the first one, spent all day cleaning up, waiting around, doing whatever work I can, and then trying to finalize and finish this very important part of the job. And lo and behold, I find out while it's getting, about 4 p.m., it's the wrong material. My fault, though, for not double checking. But those are the things that drive you crazy. That's what being a business, putting out fires and shit. So I went to give a phone call, and nobody's answering the fucking phone. I got them there was about 30 minutes until closing time to the material house. I get to the material house, and lo and behold, there's people sitting in the office, not bothering to answer the phone because they really don't give a shit about their job. They're milking it. So basically what I'm saying is the path of least resistance for most people. They want the minimum input and get the maximum output. It's even evident in children. I love my kids, even though as much as I joke, somebody may take it the wrong way. I do love my kids, but I notice in my kids that they are conniving little fucking devils. All right? There, I said it. They'll probably be listening to this later on in life. My dad called me a conniving devil. You're goddamn right. Damn straight. So I think that I can't really blame people because life is really, really hard, and there's a lot of shit. We always have these loose ends and things, always, nipping at our heels, and it's a lot of work to stay on top of everything. With the current lifestyle design, in contrast to the alternative lifestyle design, which I'm suggesting and living, is really different. You've got a lot of details, a lot of things that could just slip right by you. Once a month, you should check your bank account so people haven't hacked you, stealing money from you without you even knowing it, hacking your fucking Facebook account or your TikTok or whatever the hell you got. Just this stuff always happening. Taxes and ghost expenses that I explained and stuff. This ghost occurrences, things that you never would think would happen. You get a flat tire on your way to work, and disorganization, I think, which is all our own personal faults. What I mean by that is at home and you're trying to find a tool or something, and it's in that fucking weird drawer somewhere, where you got just stuff you got everywhere, and you're bumping your head, you're getting pissed off, and you can't find it. You're just disorganized. So getting back to the people, I think, is that taking some self-reflection on that. I think, like, in myself, is what I realize is there's a lot of stuff I just don't want to do. I know that I need to do them, that I should do them, but I deliberately put them off until it becomes a headache, and then I deal with it. And how strange how these things, one little thing could actually set your mood, where, you're trying to snuggle with your kids, or you got your significant other or something, and they touch you and you're like, don't, you're just being a whiny butt, because you've been, it's like you've got thumbtacks in your shoes constantly. But the negativity, I think, with people, and like I said, it includes children, is I think that some of us are born with goodwill and work ethic and enthusiasm, and we're go-getters, I think. And you notice that's what a lot of successful people are. They're multi-talented, most of them. If they don't know about something, they're very smart. They will actually employ somebody who does and pay them, leverage money to get something done, to make money. And those of us who aren't, we try to do everything ourselves and screw things up. I think we turn into negative little nannies, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. So I think that we need to identify these type of people, these negative people, because it's sweet. I know a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these let's do off with them, but I think that we should limit our time with them, and definitely limit our expectations. I think that's what my drive was yesterday, was what were you expecting? That's what people do. People don't give a shit. They're not out there working and hustling like you are. They don't really give a damn. They're just trying to get by with the least amount possible. Tell me what to do so I can just do it, and then go home and watch my fucking TV, or whatever it is that they do. So a while back, I had a person tell me that they were all pissed off that somebody didn't show up. They were, I think they were having a picnic or something, and somebody didn't bring the food that they were depending on, and they were all upset. And it's like this, and then they said, it's not the first time this has happened. And I told them, I said, well, my take and my philosophy on people like that, which is the majority of people, is never go in expecting that they're going to actually show up. Expect that they may not show up, that in all probability they will not, and they don't really care. Bring your own provisions, bring your own shit, make your own story, your own life happen. And what this does is, well, first of all, the person said, well, that's a horrible way to live, to think that everybody's full of shit. And I says, well, you know what's even more horrible than that? Is to put dependency on somebody and have them not show up and do stuff. It causes a eerie weirdness about the relationship. They know that they screwed up, and then you guys kind of all dance around that situation constantly, so it makes it kind of awkward. And I've been in those situations as well. But when, for me, once I started implementing this, that most people are full of shit, probably won't deliver, make sure you got all your ends covered. People would say they were going to do something. I'd say, that's nice, that's great. Why don't you, we'll see you there, And if not, we'll see you some other time. And sure enough, people didn't show up, do what they said, but there was no skin, there's no story to fight about, or no awkwardness anymore, because they pretty much get written off, that they're not dependent. An old friend of mine taught me the only thing in this world you own is your word. You don't really own your house. You don't own life, the air you breathe, anything. But the one thing you do own, and there may be others, is your word. So you say you're going to do something, you go and do it. And I can tell you guys from personal experience that I have people that would loan me money right now, people that would house me, help me, because they know I'm a man of my word. They know that I have worth, that I have ambition, that I'll actually come forth and do. And I think that in a world, in a society where we all look at each other that way, that everybody's full of shit, we kind of, you know what I mean? It's like the unspoken language. I think we all kind of know it, like, oh man, I got to depend on this person. I hope that they come through. But we don't tell them, you're probably not, and I'm not suggesting you should, but life is short, and I think that we need to know our own shortcomings and things that we're involved with and things that we're doing, and try to make this world a better place by showing up, putting in the work, and doing what you say you're going to do. My voice is starting to really crack up. I got strep throat, so I might be out of podcasting for a few days. This thing just keeps getting worse. And I did on TikTok, I tried some apple cider vinegar, and didn't work, guys. Didn't work. Gargled about 5 times, and the only thing I could say is it relieved some of the itchiness in the back of the throat, the pain, and the suffering, but it did not cure it. So just like all things, I think everything needs to be tried and tested. My life, I have to say on that note, dealing with people, negativity, as I said, limiting my exposure to it, your life actually gains a lot more momentum in the right type of way. And I hope the message finds you guys well. So that's the show, up and in it, guys. Go check it out on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Apple iTunes and Spotify. Got all kinds of goodies for you, and a website will be coming soon with all kinds of goodie extras. So go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up, people. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, own it.